Welcome to Diamond Solutions for Mathematics. Today we are discussing evaluating or solving trigonometric equations relating to trigonometry of 11th standard mathematics. Solve 2 sine squared x plus sine squared 2x equals 2. 2 sine squared x plus sine squared 2x equals 2 is a trigonometric equation and we have to solve and find the value of x. Here, 2 sine squared x plus sine squared 2x equals 2. 2 sine squared x plus sine squared 2x, sine 2x the whole square, we can consider this term as. Therefore, sine 2x equals 2 sine x cos x. Sine squared 2x equals 2 sine x cos x the whole square equals 2. That is 2 sine squared x plus squaring this term 4 sine squared x cos squared x equals 2. Taking 2 common from LHS, 2 into sine squared x plus 2 sine squared x cos squared x equals 2 into 1, and this 2 and this 2 cancels. Therefore, the equation comprises 2 sine squared x plus 2 sine squared x cos squared x equals 1. That is 2 sine squared x cos squared x first term I am considering, and the second term sine, instead of sine squared x I am putting 1 minus cos squared x equals 1. 2 sine squared x cos squared x plus sine squared x equals 1, that is the form, and 2 sine squared x cos squared x, instead of sine squared x I am putting 1 minus cos squared x equals 1. Then this plus 1 comes to our RHS as minus 1 and 1 and 1 minus 1 cancels, therefore resulting in 0, and this 1 is eliminated like that. 2 sine squared x cos squared x minus cos squared x equals 0. Here there are two trigonometric terms. From there I am taking cos squared x as common outside from LHS. Therefore, cos squared x into 2 sine squared x minus 1 equals 0. Thus, I comprised this equation to the multiple of two trigonometric terms as cos squared x first term and second term 2 sine squared x minus 1. That is cos squared x into 2 sine squared x cos squared x sine squared x minus 1 equals 0. From this we can assume that cos squared x equals 0 or 2 sine squared x minus 1 equals 0. Thus, cos squared x equals 0. First of all, we can explain the story of cos squared x equals 0 here as cos x equals 0. Cos squared x equals 0, then cos x equals 0. If cos x equals 0, then we can say that the solution is odd multiple of pi by 2. That we can define as x equals odd, instead of odd multiple, we can generalize 2n plus 1. 2n is even plus 1. 2n plus 1 is odd multiple of pi by 2. That is 2n plus 1 into pi by 2, n belongs to z. Odd multiple of pi by 2 can be defined as 2n plus 1 into pi by 2. n belongs to z, integer. Or there are 2 sine squared x minus 1 equals 0. Therefore, sine squared x equals 1 by 2. That is, sine squared x equals 1 by root 2 the whole squared. Sin x equals 1 by root 2, then sin x equals what? Sin pi by 4. Therefore, sine squared x equals 1 by root 2 the whole squared. Instead of that, I am putting sine squared pi by 4. Sine squared x equals sine squared pi by 4. Then sine x equals sine pi by 4. Therefore, x equals n pi plus or minus pi by 4. N belongs to Z. N pi plus or minus pi by 4, n belongs to Z, is the general solution of x here. Here the general solution of x is 2n plus 1 into pi by 2, n belongs to Z. Thus we can conclude the value of x in the given trigonometric equation as hence x equals 2n plus 1 into pi by 2 or n pi plus or minus pi by 4. Commonly n belongs to Z. N belongs to integer. That's the required solution of the given equation 2 sine squared x plus sine squared 2x equals 2. Subscribe Diamond Solutions for Mathematics for easy and tough questions for mathematics.